Okay, you guys, this is a bit of a rough pass. I gotta get the broom out from in the house. I need to just buy a garden broom. And here's that basket grass, and I'm gonna have to actually just sit for a while and pick through that. And I might want to take, actually, let's do that now. Take this butternut squash and just move it. And boy, I reclaimed a lot of gardening space. Now I can fine tune all this other, but the bulk of it is out of here. The Gumfrina can go to the front today or tomorrow, or whenever I get around to it. I may actually bring you guys along with it, but I know when we go to a big box store today, I'm buying a couple red salvia. Buddy, do you love you some vegetables? Yeah, sure do. All right, it's a new day. Good morning, everybody. And I thought I was filming when I was reclaiming all this dirt right here, and I just pop it into the wheelbarrow, add some fresh potting soil, and then moisten all of it and mix it so it's all combined, old soil with new soil, and that's just kind of what I use for reclaimed soil. So I have a few small pots and some big ones. I'll probably put 2 tomatoes in per each one. But what I've done is community sowing, as you can see. They look amazing. Look at this. They're at least 5-6 inches tall. Ridiculous. I'm really thinking actually I should be putting these straight into the ground, but I haven't really prepared the soil. So I want to put them out here. But as you can see, this area is really still quite overtaken with squash. So what am I going to do? The tomatoes are ready and the squash is here. And this is the better side of the squash. As you can see, the white flies have eaten out all this backside. I was able to pull the vines in like 4 feet. The vines were quite far out here, and I just mowed this morning. Not that the vines are completely done, but this is the best part where I'm going to start setting fruit. And this is also where I needed to put my tomatoes. So this is my problem. This is option number 1. I would still put in the sunflowers, which are going to happen today. But then could I put in some tomatoes in this near walkway section, which was going to be used for lettuce, but I have more than enough lettuce areas, and I was going to also put lettuce in here. I don't think I want to put a few random ones in the food forest, although, you know, that's an option. This whole area will be dedicated for onions, but I do have, and this is melons, and the cucumbers will be back there. I do have a little cattle panel here that I could throw some tomatoes at least in here. They would get beautiful full sun, and I'm pretty sure, let's look at that dry erase board again. So this is the area I was thinking of, this cattle panel. That's I took away. But so it's just dedicated for squash and patty pans, but I already put the patty pan here, Zephyr squash here, and it looks like my Benning's green tent are not actually, I only got 2 plants and they don't even look very healthy. So I think we can get rid of squash and patty pans here. Let's put some tomatoes on that panel. Let's put some tomatoes at least right here. Early tomatoes. We'll just call them early because I'll keep back the small ones in case, like a hurricane. We got a few spinners out there in the Atlantic, so in case this doesn't survive, if we get a hit, I'll have backup tomatoes. Oh, and yes, I did have tomatoes already in this area once before, so I'm not actually rotating. Yeah, I'm not going to be all picky and everything. I need a spot. So let's go ahead and start breaking these guys apart. By the way, these are Grand Marshall's tomatoes. So they, oh, look at the beautiful roots. I let them go way too long. Now, I was just talking to my friend Cindy about this a week ago, and I was like, Robin, okay, now you got to do the same. They're quite long. Cindy, if you're watching, learn from my mistake. See, the roots are all mixed in together. I should have caught them easily 7 days ago. I mean, so they have a good root system, and I can plant them up to here, so they'll have, you know, a few more inches worth of roots they can put on. These are really, really beautiful tomatoes. Some of these guys are really big. I'm just gonna pick the top like 5 and put them in that garden right away. One other thing was that I didn't want cross-pollination, and so that's okay. Then I'm switching off of my idea of squash here. I really don't mind having repeaters, tomatoes in here in the ground. I will just amend. Jack and I talked about how many yards of mushroom compost that I want, and so or need for the garden, and so this is going to be really cool. We'll get that coming. Okie dokie. So I'll take my next ones, then my next biggest ones and pretty ones. We'll get them put all the way down in here. Cover them up with some dirt. Give these little guys a chance to grow up. All right, you guys, so I counted all together, plus the ones that are in the ground, it was 33 plants came out of this one little tray with a bunch of seeds that were living on a napkin. All right, those are up potted. I'll put them over out in the garden. I'm going to repeat the process for these Moby cherry tomatoes. They're kind of like a grape tomato. These are way better flavor than the Everglades. Of course, probably don't do as well in the heat as the Everglades, so that's a trade-off. And then these are my Black Beauty eggplants. And they've all been pretty much community sown and need to be separated. So let's reclaim some dirt. Alright, you guys, well, I'm just doing the last of these labels. I want to wish you guys the best. I also included at the beginning of this a little bit of weeding of the South Garden from 2 days ago, sort of a miscellaneous clip. I've transplanted and up-potted 3 different varieties. So the first one was Grand Marshal, the second one was Black Beauty eggplant, and the third one are these Moby cherry tomatoes, which are excellent, about like a grape tomato. So it's been wonderful spending the time with you guys. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.